And if so, why? The overwhelming response was yes and one thing: TikTok. Reels, shorter and shorter content ruining our ability to focus. It's a sentiment that pops up everywhere. Did you know our attention span is nowadays shorter than that of a goldfish? The average film shot length has declined rapidly over the past 100 years. People lament, I used to be able to read for hours and hours as a child and now I just can't seem to focus on a book. But at the same time, US book sales have really seen a renaissance since the pandemic. You'd think short-form content would kill reading as a hobby once and for all, but the opposite seems to be true. Reading has become cool again. The internet is full of people recommending 400-500-page books to other young people. In fact, a lot of these books are being recommended through short-form content. So, what's up with that? Hello, my name is Leonie. If you're new here, I make content about books and reading. And I thought, let me finally put my neurobiology degree to use and read some scientific articles about our attention spans and short form content and then talk to you about it. Maybe we'll find out why it's sometimes so hard to replace TikTok with a book.
Books. Should I go?
So the general idea that I seem to have is that we think that our attention spans are declining rapidly. And I totally get that. I also feel like a part of my brain dies every time I watch one of those TikToks with like a Subway surfer thing behind it. And plenty has already been written about our declining attention spans.
Bro, bora ver isto com vídeo de Subway Surfer. No vamos fazer
Independent
isso.
released an article that our attention spans have dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to only 8 seconds in 2015. Time magazine boldly states that our attention spans were now less than that of a goldfish. A study among the UK public has also shown that half of the public feels like their attention span is shorter than it used to be. And it's especially young people that feel like this is the case. But I wanted to read some actual scientific articles about this. So I set out to my favorite big science article database and looked for stuff about attention spans, hopefully even about short form content. Now before I want to tell you the results of my research, I want to share with you what I have really been enjoying putting all of my attention to the past few months, and that is language learning. And I'm very happy to announce that this video is sponsored by Lingoda, which I use to learn Spanish. They are an online language learning school where you can
Será que ela sabe mesmo falar espanhol?
learn German, French, Spanish, English, and business English. It's been a wonderful part of my day every time that I get to sit down for another online Lingoda class. You can learn anytime, anywhere, which I really appreciate because my schedule changes all the time, but because Lingoda offers classes 24/7, there's always a class that I can find that will fit my day.
Holanda es más frío que Italia. Muchas gracias.
And if you really want to motivate yourself and completely immerse yourself in your target language, I would highly recommend checking out Lingoda's language sprints, which are very cool. Sprints are 2-month learning challenges where you can make progress. Thank you, Lingoda, for sponsoring this video.
Nada.
Among the healthy, regular population. Most of the research I found, actually quite expectantly, had to do with questions regarding health and education. For example, how watching too much short-form content can be associated with stress, how depression and anxiety influences the effects of TikTok overuse, whether it can impact our memory in an educational setting. But I couldn't find anything about like the general attention span of the public. So I thought, okay, am I just really bad at finding articles? Maybe I'm using the wrong terms. But when you think about it, it kind of makes sense that if you're like a medical researcher, you're not necessarily very interested in the attention span of like the general public. I remember from my studies that most medical research isn't interested in researching just healthy, regular individuals. Psychology lecturer Gemma Briggs in an interview with BBC, simply because I don't think that that's something that
BBC. Anyway.
psychologists or people interested in attention would try and measure and quantify in a way. She also says that the idea of an average attention span is kind of meaningless actually. It's very much task dependent. How much attention we apply to a task will vary depending on what the task demand is. I did find one academic article about attention spans in the digital age, but this one was specifically criticizing this idea that our general attention span is going down. Basically saying, well, we just don't know enough about it to make any conclusions. There are some indicators of the possible negative implications of technology use for learning, but many unanswered questions remain about the implications in the real world. So this confused me a little. I couldn't find any academic articles about the general attention span, and it even seemed like academic research institutes just wouldn't even be interested in this question in the first place.
Wow.
So where did all these newspaper articles get their data? So I read through a lot of these articles again, and I realized that most of these articles were all using the exact same little anecdote, the exact same little statistic to talk about attention. It's the one about how our attention span went from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2015. So all...
Wait, what's this shit? According to research? What research?
went from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2015. So all of these articles
Aquela imagem é bombástica. Eu percebo porque é que seja viral.
were just quoting the exact same singular study to fuel the claim that our attention span is dwindling. Now, what was this one study? Why would anyone want information on the attention span of regular, healthy adults? Who could possibly be researching this? Microsoft. It's Microsoft. They performed a study to help their marketing team market better. It's a research on how the digital lifestyle of Canadian influences their attention spans so that advertisers can use that to their advantage. I'm laughing, but I'm also crying a little bit. I read through the whole thing. Let me try to explain it to you very quickly. So Microsoft researched 2,000 Canadians on their attention capacities and also their digital technology use. Reading this article was a very interesting experience. I'm used to reading academic articles that will refer to the people being investigated as participants or patients. In this study, they're just called consumers. The entire study is
Consume.
focused on finding results that are useful for advertisers, marketers. They actually see the decline in our ability to filter out distractions as a good thing. In their own literal words, more opportunities to hijack attention. Their main conclusion is that heavy digital technology users have a diminished ability to sustain attention long term. But it also makes them more efficient at processing information in a shorter amount of time. So they only need like shorter bursts of attention. You can do the same, but in a shorter amount of time. And I found their phrasing and the way that they explained this result very interesting, because they're saying consumers are better at identifying what they want and don't want to engaging. I can only speak of personal experience here, but I definitely feel like using technology a lot has just made me really good at very quickly realizing when something is an ad and then clicking the hell away from it because I don't want to engage with that. But here's the kicker. The
You cannot click.
info that the average human attention span has dwindled from 12 seconds to 8 seconds
Vou buscar água.
isn't even from this Microsoft study. Like, they just mention it
Where does
in
it
their
come from?
introduction as a cute little factoid, but it's not a result of their study, even though all these newspaper articles have presented it as if
Ela tem brincos de espadas.
it's a result from the Microsoft study, but it's not. The source mentioned in the Microsoft report is something called Statistic Brain. Now, earlier this year, BBC and Forbes have already reported on how the shorter than a goldfish claim is incorrect. They researched Statistic Brain and found out that it's a completely unreputable data institute.
Website masquerading as an academic institution.
So the idea that our
That's
attention
funny.
spans are now shorter than a goldfish it's simply not true. Now you may have already known that this claim is incorrect, which that's awesome, but I see that this idea that our attention span is diminishing is still very persistent online. In fact, half of the UK public still wrongly believes that the average attention span among adults is 8 seconds long.
Why do we feel?
Now the
like
point of this video was not to debunk
it's about how we feel.
an already debunked
just wanna
fact.
feel.
The reality is I still feel like my attention span is getting worse, and I know a lot of you guys also do. The question remains, how do I go from being distracted by my phone to getting sucked into a book for hours on end? Why do I still feel like my attention span is getting worse over time, even though there's no real scientific evidence for it? Here's the important part. I think the debunking of the goldfish fact can really help us shift our perspective. Remember the statistic about the shortening film shots that I mentioned at the beginning of this video? The fact that the average shot length of English language films has declined from about 12 seconds in 1930 to 2.5 seconds today is often used as another example of how our attention is dwindling. But I really liked how they worded it in the BBC article that I mentioned. They posed that it's not at all a sign that we are losing our attention span. All it shows is that filmmakers have gotten better at trying to grab our attention. The scientists that critique this idea that our attention is dwindling have also mentioned this in their academic article, saying if a learner is using the internet to search for information about a given topic, they will be exposed to elements that will capture their attention involuntarily. Pop-up elements of web pages are an obvious example of this. Advertisers, the entertainment industry, and content farms on TikToks are doing everything they can to keep your attention, and they have to compete with each other for your attention. So the world is getting better and better at it. That's why nowadays YouTubers will use flashing subtitles to keep you watching, or why those Reddit storytime TikTokers will use like Minecraft speedrunning footage behind it. A lot of elements on the internet have been specifically designed to keep you looking at it, even involuntarily. It's why Microsoft speaks, in their own words, of hijacking your attention. This is called persuasive technology. Examples of persuasive technology are the little red dots that appear on an app when you have notifications.
Okay.
It's push notifications that will tell you when you're tagged in something or someone liked your photo on Instagram. Algorithms that learn everything that you pay attention to are also an example of persuasive technology. In fact, this little fact kind of blew my mind. ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, is not a social media company. It is a persuasive technology company. That's like the whole point of their company. So
Wow.
there's this constant battle between you and what you want to focus on and what apps and advertisers want you to focus on. No wonder that it's getting harder and harder to concentrate on what you want. With countless pieces of content battling for our attention, using increasingly clever ways to grab it, we simply cannot help our eyes being pulled to whoever pulls the hardest. It doesn't have to mean that we've become easier to drag around. It just means that those who are pulling the strings of our attention are getting stronger and stronger. Is our attention getting worse? Are we easier to distract? Or is the world around us just getting more distracting? And I personally really
Eu não estou a ver o
like
vídeo
this
porque estou distraído.
perspective change because it doesn't put the blame on ourselves. And in doing so, I find that it's a little bit more hopeful that we can actually design our lives around all of these distractions. And we're not like permanently damaged or anything.
Com licença.
But let's be honest for a second. Why do I then still feel the constant need to pick up my phone? Why do so many of us still struggle to focus on a book or go on a walk without listening to a podcast or something? Honestly, I kind of feel like it was easier when I was able to just say, oh, it's just TikTok ruining my attention span. If it's not that, then what is it? So I actually deleted TikTok a while back. because I just, oh god, I really needed to. I initially deleted TikTok because I felt like I needed to, you know, like heal my attention span, because I still believed that. I just noticed that I was super easily distracted by the app, and I constantly found myself just wanting to grab my phone to watch a few little short videos that would make me laugh a little bit. And when I had deleted it, I really noticed that I still had this constant urge to pick up my phone, only to look at it and see that I had deleted the TikTok app, unfortunately. And I really missed TikTok the first few weeks of deleting it. When I examined that feeling further, I realized that it wasn't because my brain was just incapable of keeping its attention to whatever I had to work on at that moment. No, every time that I felt this need pop up to look on TikTok was every single time that I had a negative thought. Every time I had to send kind of a scary email, or I was getting a little bit stuck in my writing, or I had to read an article that I was kind of dreading, those were the moments that my brain was instantly like, oh, let's grab that phone and give us a little bit of dopamine. And it was at that moment that I realized that I wasn't addicted to my phone because I had ruined my attention span somehow. It was because I was using TikTok as a coping mechanism for my daily life stress. And I had just deleted my coping mechanism. So I actually lied to you earlier in this video when I said that I asked you guys on Instagram why you felt like your attention span was dwindling. I said that the only thing people mentioned was like TikTok, Reels, short content. There was actually two things that people mentioned the most. The first thing was indeed short form content. But the second one, overwhelmingly, was mental health. Feelings of anxiety, being depressed, being stressed. And I know that I'm not the only one that uses social media to distract me from like my daily life stressors instead of just, you know, feeling your feelings. I think many of us don't necessarily grab our phones because, you know, we're just incapable of concentrating, but because we're feeling a little stressed and we want to alleviate the stress immediately. I forgot to mention here that stress does also diminish your ability to concentrate, so it's no wonder that a lot of people mention their mental health as a reason why they see their attention span declining. For example, having trouble focusing is one of the symptoms of burnout, and it's also a side effect of depression and anxiety. But that lack of concentration is not permanent. It also means that it's good to ask yourself, do I feel like my attention span is getting shorter because I'm watching too much short form content? Or am I watching more short form content because my attention span is getting shorter due to being under so much stress? And short form content is a really easy way to opt out of your stressful situation, because it's so good at just keeping you completely engrossed and keeping your attention, right? It's a lot more
I wish, já não funciona para mim.
instantly accessible
Não, acho que funciona.
than like journaling and like actually working through your negative feelings. And there is science to back this up, actually. Remember when I said at the beginning of the video that there is actually a lot of research being done on like health stuff related to short form content and internet addiction? Now, keep in mind that addiction to the internet and addiction to short form content is a super new area, and that addiction in this situation is a very tricky term because there's no like standard DSM-5 definition for it yet. So many studies use a different definition and it's all very new territory. So just keep that in mind. Because of that, there's also many different theories.
Estou a pensar, como é que chamarias aquilo? Internet addiction disorder.
On how internet addiction or short form content addiction works, and I'm not here to tell you which one is correct because obviously I don't know. There's just one that I found the most interesting that I wanted to highlight today regarding stress. So I found that there are more and more studies on short form content addiction that propose that it actually isn't really an addiction and that we should instead look at it like a coping mechanism for stress. Already back in 2014, it was remarked in a research article, internet use can actually be used by people to alleviate bad moods, dysphoric moods, and therefore can be used to cope or compensate for their daily stressors. I love it when the scientists find out that the girlies are using Tumblr because they're sad. A study among Chinese adolescents found that the two most significant drivers for short-form content addictions were social phobias and burnout. They say that immersing themselves in short-form videos can become a coping strategy for adolescents to avoid the embarrassments caused by social phobia, and also that it can be used as a
Social phobia soa demasiado pesado. Tipo, é estranho porque eles falam em social phobia como se fosse como sendo uma coisa relativamente comum. Será que é?
As a coping strategy against stress. Stress in general has been associated with problematic use of short-form content. And because of this, more and more scientists are proposing that short-form content addiction isn't so much an addiction, but more a coping mechanism against stress. Short-form content addiction can be a double-edged sword. Rational use can alleviate stress, but overuse can cause addiction-like symptoms. Now again, I'm not saying that this is the right theory, it's very new territory and we really don't know what's going on, really. But I think it's a useful one to keep in mind when we're trying to manage our attention in a world where everything is trying to capture it from us. For example, I actually recently re-downloaded TikTok because I need it for videos, and maybe I did feel a little bit of FOMO every time my friends were making TikTok references. But I've noticed that I've become much healthier in my TikTok use now. Now that I am aware that I am using TikTok as a coping mechanism every time I need to do something that I don't want to do. Now that I know that it's a coping mechanism, I'm much better at recognizing it when it's happening, stopping myself, and finding another way to de-stress that will actually de-stress me. Like reading a book, or actually sending that scary email, because unfortunately sometimes self-care really is just doing the thing that you're scared of. And you know what? It's actually really not that weird that reading is super popular again, because I know for a lot of people reading is a coping mechanism. It can be escapism. I am convinced that there is a perfectly positive relationship between your stress levels and your need to read stories about hot fairies. They should research that. Maybe the problem for some of us has never been our attention spans. Maybe instead the problem was that we were using short-form content as a way to deal with the stress in our lives. That's why it's actually no surprise that despite the rise of short-form content, a lot of people have picked up reading again. They've just found a healthy coping mechanism, and it doesn't have to be reading. Just anything that you can do to de-stress in your free time is great. Doing yoga,
masturbating,
going for walks, doing exercise, I don't know. And if you let yourself experience your negative feelings for a second, I know, super gross, I also don't like it, but we gotta do it, then you'll quickly realize that actually you are quite capable of focusing on the things that you want to do for very long times. Conclusion. So I originally made this video, I started researching this video because I was just interested in like seeing how our attention span was getting worse, and I just wanted to know how that related to our increased interest in reading. Turns out that there's currently just no proof that TikTok or Instagram are ruining our attention spans. All we know is that they're getting better and better at grabbing it, even when we do not want to be paying attention to them. The most important thing about attention is that it's limited. We cannot pay attention to everything. We have to filter out the important things. But in the end, we are in control of where our attention goes, and in turn, what we remember and what we fill our lives with. So, if you're looking to make reading your next coping mechanism, you can subscribe to my channel. I recommend books all the time and talk about them. And if you like reading vlogs and like slower, chill, not attention-grabbing content, you should subscribe to my second channel, Leonie Crystal. I will link it in the description. I know this video wasn't about books the way my other videos are, but I still
that's why
hope
I
you
like
really
it.
enjoyed this.
Fuck books, am I right, guys? Ai, ai. Que mau onda. Era suposto eu ver o coisa, como é que chama isto? Era suposto eu ver o Angry Nerd, mas epá, não sei se consigo.
Little video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon in another video very soon. Goodbye.
Eu quero muito jogar, não sei se é... Zelda? Sorry, that's him name. Eu quero muito jogar, mas eu não sei se tem energia. Vamos experimentar. Estou a ver que gosto muito desta Nina. Good Nina. Nina nice. Quem é que aqui também odeia videojogos? Ou sou só eu? O que é que será que vai ser a seguir? Um super boss? Ou um hiper boss? Babei-me todo. Epá, que bonito. Eu tenho que me calar com os bonitos. Hold on, eu acho que vim daqui. Mentira.
I've been waiting for you, rookie. Oh, worried about the girl, is that it? That's just like you. You always had poor judgment.
Wow, he's bleeding.
If you think I'm gonna let you out of here alive, you're even more naive than I thought. You can't save her. You can't save anyone.
Give it up, Krauser. Being a lackey for these maniacs won't bring your men back. And what the hell for? Revenge on the government?
Oh yeah, he has a story.
You think they would want that?
Revenge. You think I'm doing all this for revenge?
Yes.
Isn't that what this is all about?
See, in that jungle, I had a revelation.
Resident
The
Evil
most
Revelations.
important thing in this world is pure, unadulterated power. Those Illuminados have given me that.
You know, you were always an asshole. But at least you had some kind of code. Some honor.
Em 2 anos ele ficou assim?
Look at you now.
Enough reminiscing.
Time to die.
Move out and draw fire, soldier.
Holy shit! Kudos.
Not like I have a choice.
What's wrong? Show no mercy.
Show no mercy.
You're slow and so goddamn weak.
Kudos, Anise.
Move. What was that?
Ow! Not my back. Oh, it's cool and strong. I'll sweep. Melee! He's fucking fast. Wow! He's like a ninja.
You better hustle. Who knows what's become of the girl?
He's gone? I gotta go find the girl? Wait, why am I calling her the girl now? Está com delay ou... Wait, hold on. I'm one of those things. Resident Evil.
You remember the fight in the jungle? We barely made it out alive.
Go with your gut, don't think. That was the first thing you taught me.
Aquilo é uma bazuca raios laser.
He's turned this place into one big trap. I can't fight him on his terms.
Sloppy!
Ah! Oh shit. Another one? Okay, appointing is being very hard for me.
I'm no stranger to covert tactics, remember?
How can I forget? Shit.
Shibata. Should I spend that bullet?
I love a good hunt. Still alive, huh? You got lucky. I admit, you've done well to stay alive this long.
I'd be dead if I kept listening to people like you.
Last long moving like that. The Reaper comes for cowards and the careless alike. Which are you?
I don't know. Guess I'll ask when I see him. Well, you've really gone all out for me. You shouldn't have.
Should I?
Anything to make a pretty boy feel special. You like these arrows?
Mesmo na pussy.
You passed with flying colors. Here's your medal.
É deste lado ou é daquele? Deste. Should I go back and get stuff? Oh shit.
This is it, soldier!
Oh my god.
Making mistakes.
I'm not falling for your mind games.
Crazy.
Sure you don't need a breather? That army of yours must be killing you.
Opening a new is the best way to
What
forget
exploded?
an old
Evade! I've got to break free. Okay. Break free? No, I'm dead.
What the hell were you doing for 2 years?
I don't know, man. I'm just some guy playing a video game. The arrows that Krauser shoots are fitted with explosives. Watch out for his laser sight to know where he's aiming and avoid his devastating attacks.
This is it, soldier!
He's still shooting? Melee! Ah, desta vez evadei.
I'm not falling for your mind games. Sure you don't need a breather? That armor yours must be killing you.
Que ninjago, meu.
Opening a new is the best way to forget an old one.
Uau, super kick! Parecia o Van Damme, o maninho.
You're really doing this? It's not too late.
You and me are two sides of the same coin. Guess that means we'll never see eye to eye.
Kick! Krauser. Super Krauser.
Are we done here, Krauser?
I told you.
All heads are off, dude.
Again. And again.
Absolute Krauser.
You're too soft to do what's necessary. That's the difference between you and me, Wookie.
That's a really cool sword. It sounds like it should be on Final Fantasy.
Time to finish your training. Witness the power!
Então este gajo é um dos tais
Krauser.
que manteve as funções cognitivas.
So that's your true power? Oh, I'd ask for a refund.
Please.
That smart mouth of yours.
Oh no, it's rubble.
Congratulations on your newfound faith.
Fight is for the weak. Power is real.
That's crazy. This game's crazy, dude. I did not evade. I should eat one of these.
I can't wait to see you ride.
Ree. Nice. Oh, acho que estou a ficar perto do fim do Krauser.
Shit!
Training's not done. Last lesson starts right now.
Now he's got two swords.
Time for the teacher to be taught.
Oh, such confidence. Bring it, rookie!
Defeat Krauser.
Rookie!
He's very powerful. Oh, wait. Wait, why can I not... I think I'm dead. Trying to fight near the edge of a large drop is just an accident waiting to happen. Wait, can I not... Wait, hold on. Can I not... I don't think I can dodge. I mean parry. So, can I dodge? Olá, não, boa tarde. Fear of heights. Eu não acho que vá. Uou. I'm ready. Do I have to run away? Uh-oh. Looks like I need to run away. Então como é que foi esta semana? Olha que dia 12 está a chegar. Dia 12 está a chegar. Já só faltam 12 dias? Faltam 12 dias para dia 12? Às 9 da manhã estou lá, meu. Ou 10, porque eu acho que o shopping só abre às 10. Toma lá, melee! Ok, dá para fazer contras, mas tem que ser perfect contras. Take this kick, take this kick. Minha semana foi atribulada, para cima, para baixo, para a esquerda e para a direita, até a Caverna das Caveiras. Mas sobrevivi, foi fixe ter sobrevivido. Apetece-me só jogar agora. No entanto, amanhã ainda vou trabalhar. Nas correções e tal, a ver se amanhã de manhã faço. Eu amanhã de manhã queria... Vou ser honesto, eu curtia fazer uma stream como fazia antigamente. Sábados de manhã, não é? Graças. Krauser-Nice. Não consigo apontar. Estou a olhar para o comando, tipo, será que foi Bluetooth ou o que falhou? Eu estava a apontar e ele estava tipo só a olhar para a frente. Oi? Mas está a funcionar agora. Holy shit, what the fuck? Parece o Simba e o Rei Leão. Protect your mom. Do I have to wait for the attacks? Power, deny power, desu. I'm just a freak. No, he's the freak. I'm a normal man. Krauser's charge attacks with his mutated arm can be parried. Consegues reconhecer quais são os charged attacks? Então, mas espera aí, a tua semana foi cansativa porquê? O que é que fizeste? Melee! made you. É o que ele diria, não é? What I mean? Como é que foi? Tipo, what? Foi aulas? Ou tentaste entregar trabalhos? Ou... Oh fuck, merda. Oh shit.
Until the mission's finished, you'd have said the same once. You need to stop living in the past.
Oh, this one I can't, probably.
The Krauser I knew is dead and gone. Dead? No.
Fuck! Why can't I do stuff properly? Acabei uma loja de venda em segunda mão. É um trabalho de programação. Caramba, eu tento parry, mas eu não consigo. Ele não faz? Do I have to go to the other way?
The way you're going, there won't be anything left to protect. You'd have known that once. That's where you're...
Oh, another one?
Didn't know a damn thing. Now I do. You can't deny this power.
El ataque del melee.
It turned into a freak like you. You gotta be out of your mind.
Always trying to get the last word. Come here. I'll beat that out of you. Sam did one thing for me.
I'm too sloppy.
He sent me you, and not some good-for-nothing one.
Agarra no botão errado, que burro.
It's time to put an end to this.
Finally see
Whoops. This was a mistake, but I'll take it. No, that's the wrong thing. I have to run away.
Yes! This is the moment I've been waiting for.
He's going to destroy everything?
Show me what it is you got.
No more knife.
Stop. You have your orders.
Ninjago.
I'll show you the meaning.
I'm mashing, I'm mashing. Cagando a tiro.
What you have to do.
Uau. Tu gostas do Resident Evil 4? Also, sorry, não respondi. Fizeste em Java. You shake my hand. With your knife. His knife is really beautiful. Look at it. With a snake and shit. Resident Evil 4 é um jogo muito especial. E o remake está a ser muito giro também.
That's right.
Está a ser muito giro. Damn. Acho que essa cena está a ser muito mais emotional que o original. O original era muito arcade. Acho que esta parte foi cagativa.
Leon.
O Krauser é way cooler aqui. Goofy? Yeah. O jogo é mais Goofy.
Major.
Este só consegue ser muito menos goofy, mantendo o espírito, na minha opinião. Why can't I move? Is Krauser that big? Big boy. What if he kills me? Agora tenho a Krauser knife. That should be cool. Bem, seja como for, esta set piece foi nice. A fábrica do Final Fantasy VII. Damn. Damn. Bem, o que é que achas de ver um episódio de Angry Nerd? Saiu, um amigo meu estava muito chateado a dizer que foi mau. Acho que só faltam mais 2 capítulos. Ai. Não vês isso? Pode ser só um bocadinho. Se não gostares do mood, continua o capítulo. Nem eu sei se quero ver. Used to be a good guy. Get cool. Get cool, Xuxa. Este background com as estrelas está mesmo cool, não está? Com o GIF. Eu gosto. Ass. Fuck.
The spring is in full bloom, and I like to take advantage of it when I can to do more things outside, even watching movies. But sometimes apps like Netflix don't have all the movies I physically own, which is frustrating. And that's where our longtime sponsor, ExpressVPN, comes in to save the day.
How? How does it save the day?
Skeleton key that unlocks the streaming content typically hidden from your geolocation. Just switch your location to another country like Australia to open up floodgates, and within seconds, you too could be watching the Alex Winter seminal classic, Freaked.
Are you watching this? Com ExpressVPN posso ver o Freaked?
Any buffering and in beautiful high definition. I'm not sure if seeing that in HD was an improvement over the VHS, but it feels good knowing that
Is that fake
ExpressVPN
Mr. T?
can help me experience the
Freaked
movie
is great.
on my
Eu vi,
laptop
então.
at the click of a
Se tu
button.
gostas, quero ver.
And with
Então.
servers available in over 90 countries around the world, whether it's Bollywood movies only available on Turkish Netflix or the latest horror films out of Japan, I never have to worry about finding what I need with
Eu sinto-me mal a
ExpressVPN on
passar
my
à
side.
frente.
So find out how you can get yourself 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by going to
Free? For free?
expressvpn.com/cinemassacre or by clicking the link in my description below. When I think back to the 90s, I think of two things, slapstick and crude humor. First, slapstick. Looney Tunes was still popular. You know, the physical comedy and visual gags were still being referenced a lot. Animaniacs and Tiny Toons were like direct successors.
Animaniacs is fucking great. I love it.
Then there was Jim Carrey, whose highly expressive face was almost like a cartoon, especially when he had a CG makeover in The Mask. It was like a live-action Looney Tunes character.
Sabes que eu vi o review da Mask há pouco tempo? Eu via todos os dias, quando era miúdo, tinha cassete. E eu estava à espera de não gostar, agora, quem adulto, e tipo, adorei.
And then the crude humor and bodily
The Mask
functions
fucking-
were on full
fucking
display
great.
in Dumb and Dumber, which had all three, piss, shit, and puke. The Green Day album that year was called Dookie. Beavis and Butthead were at their peak, and Ren and Stimpy had been wreaking havoc the first half of the decade. It was clear the 90s was the age of the gross out, and it was also the 16-bit era. Games of the period were flexing their new technology, showing off more complex character design and animation. Interplay
I
gave
love the Super Nintendo. I gotta get one of these days.
us Boogerman, which fully embraced the gross out trend. The peak
Boogerman.
of the Turd Mountain, overlooking the Barf Marsh, and somewhere where the butt winds blow south to the vomit valleys and doo-doo dunes, between the boiling ass canyons and solid wastelands, there lies Earthworm Jim. Somebody put pen to paper.
Tu jogaste o Earthworm Jim? Era muito bom.
And said, "How about a worm in a spacesuit?" And from that point on, the world was never the same. The character appeared in many sequels, including Clay Fighter 63 1/3, which also featured Boogerman. Earthworm Jim had his own animated series, voiced by Dan Castellaneta, best known as Homer Simpson.
Groovy!
I remember when the first Earthworm Jim game came out, it was
you were a
like
kid?
nothing I had
Me
ever
too.
seen. And even though it was on
Para
both
quando me
Genesis
playthrough.
and Super Nintendo and was nearly identical, I've always thought of it as a Genesis game. That's the one that came out first, the one I
Esse
played
foi a
as
única versão
kid,
que eu joguei.
and that's the one I'll be playing now. I have fond memories of this game. Let's see if its inventive game mechanics, fun visuals, and sense of humor still holds up. Some may say it's all about boogers, but it's not. Level 1 starts, and right away, the first thing you do in the whole game is you drop a fridge to launch a cow. It says, "Cow launched," as if you just completed some major objective. Cow launched? What purpose does that have? Where is the cow now? It has no effect on the rest of the game. You just launch a cow for no reason. It's brilliant. On top of the zany humor, the character animation is so lively, it's like playing a cartoon. Since Jim is a worm, he uses his head like a rope or a whip. He can use it to attack enemies, he can twirl it like a helicopter, or he can hang on to stuff or swing across. There's no shortage of things the character can do, and the control is fluid and smooth. The way he interacts with the scenery feels natural. When he jumps on the pile of tires, there's a certain rebound that feels just right. The music is awesome. In this case, I prefer the Genesis because it has that gritty, bassy sound to it. And the sound effects are hilarious. All the little voices when Jim gets hurt, or the way the birds scream when you gun them down. And then you get to the boss and the guy's making armpit farts while burping up fish. Amazing. I love when you complete the level, he says groovy.
Groovy!
You gotta love characters that say groovy.
Groovy.
Groovy, baby.
I saw that mile away.
Level 2, what the heck, is clearly what the hell, as in literally hell. And this has got to be one of the best all-time hell
The
levels.
music.
I mean, just look at it. I'm getting major Disney Fantasia vibes, or Don Bluth's All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's so awesome that
Bro.
I'm having a hard time consolidating everything I want to say. For the music, they use the classic Ride of the Valkyries, but then there's a record skip and it goes to something super peaceful. But every now and then you hear somebody screaming. What's going on? The enemies are priceless. There's these chomping monster things, and then there's lawyers. I guess they're making a joke about lawyers and hell. And then there's things you would never think of, like a snowman in hell. And what are these things? Farting assholes? They're farting assholes! I like the evil cat who's in the background the whole time. That actually turns out to be the stage boss, Evil the Cat. Yeah, just a cute little white cat, like Yeti, who keeps blasting fireballs out of cannon. It's little details like the recoil animation, and how the cat stops to lick itself. It's great. Not to mention, Jim is out of the spacesuit, which is funny just to remind you that he really is a worm. Level 3 is some underwater base. There's these little orange guys that are real unassuming, but if you go near them, they'll slam you around. Man, that's so cool. You gotta hop on a giant hamster to eat them up. And next thing, you're in a little submarine. So this game is always giving you something new. It has a ton of variety, and I can't say enough good things about it. Oh, fuck. Okay, this part might be a problem. Controlling the submarine is not self-explanatory or intuitive. You have to turn the jet propulsions around so that they're pushing you in the right direction. It also gains momentum. You don't want to build up too much speed. If you hit something, it ricochets you back and you lose control. If the glass cracks too much, you're done for. So you want to take it slow. But you can't take it slow. There's a time limit. You got to get to the next checkpoint before you run out of air.
Yes!
Come on.
Pois é, tu nunca
Easy.
viste
Nice
Angry
and
Nerd.
easy. No need to rush. Whoa, that was close. Motherfucker! Fuck! Fuck it! You know what? I take back everything I said. This game fucking sucks. I'm not even playing around. It's horse shit.
Que exagero. O gajo não perdeu tipo uma vez.
You know what? There's more levels.
Ao menos antes fazia uma montagem de todas as vezes que ele perdia, era muitas vezes. Agora veio tipo perder uma vez. Vai ter um aneurisma, fogo.
If you make it past the submarine, next up is level 4.
What
Snot
is
a
this?
problem. As in snot, mucus, boogers. It's fucking nasty. The idea is to defeat the green guy, Major Mucus, by weakening his booger bungee cord till he falls.
Major
but don't get
Mucus.
bitten in half by the snot monster below. Wow, it always impresses me how they keep making new death animations. Come on. Oh,
Holy shit.
come on. What happened there? Next is the aptly named Level 5. Most notable things here, well, first, Jim gets separated from his suit, and you have to fight Professor Monkey for a head.
Eu curto que o Fato
That's
diz
his
adeus
name,
e não sei o quê.
and that's what
That's
he
funny.
is.
I've got a monkey grafted to my head.
The next stage is called For Pete's Sake. It's an escort mission where you have to keep this little puppy safe. Oh, look at that cute little puppy just skipping around. So carefree. Oh, love that little guy. Oh, shit! So with a game that has so many fart sounds and mucus and gross out humor, all I can say is you haven't seen anything yet. Here comes the grossest level in video game history.
Holy
Intestinal
shit.
Distress.
The grossest?
What the fuck? Oh.
Ora bem, eu preciso que o Pizza Tower tenha um desconto.
What is that
Cada vez com mais
supposed to
vontade de
be?
jogar.
I don't want to know. Oh. Oh, boy. Oh.
Ow! Ow!
Jesus.
This is where they took it a little too far. Somebody decided, hey, let's just
I
go
will
all
get
the
it.
way, make it as disgusting as possible. On top of that, there's something real disturbing about the music. The whole thing just creeps me out. Oh, but the next and final stage
Buttville.
is called Buttville. Oh no.
Nice.
Oh, okay. It's not so bad. Just a bunch of spikes and lightning. This part you better be ready to die, and die. In the end, you defeat Queen Slug for a butt, and then rescue Princess What's-Her-Name, and then the cow from level 1 lands on her. And if you wait through the credits, they fall through the ground into lava. Overall, it's a great game with great variety and great sense of humor, but has some frustrating parts.
Bro.
So there you go.
What a game.
I'd like to introduce the Balance of Shit Justice. A game with no problems will sit in the green zone to mark its outstanding excellence. But with every flaw, every turd that drops on the other side, it moves the game into a worse zone. This one, by my assessment, is a rather good game with a few turds weighing on it. Want some more? Well, I figured if I'm going to play through one game, I might as well play through the sequel, Earthworm Jim 2. Consider this a bonus.
Acho que
First
isto
up,
nunca.
level 1, anything but tangerines. Is it just
Eu acho que
me,
as sequels
or are things
nunca ninguém
getting
quis saber.
weirder? You're lifting
Acho que
pigs
tem
out
mais
of
que
pig
uma.
pens, sending them down
É que começo a achar que
slides
joguei
into
este,
fish bowls, putting
que eu estou a
them on
reconhecer as
boards of
animações.
wood to raise weights. If you leave them
Parece tudo
alone,
muito clean,
they
isto não parece Mega
meditate and
Drive, mas
float
é.
away. Whenever Jim stands still, he takes a little guy out of his pocket and eats him. You're stealing motorized stair
does that
chairs from
mean?
angry old ladies. And next, in level 2,
I
Lorenzen
really
Soil,
did play
you're
this
moving
game,
dirt around, which is
100%.
probably the most worm-like thing Earthworm Jim has ever done. And what was that? What did he just do? Scattered in between are these recurring stages where you're bouncing puppies off a cushion or giant marshmallow, trying to get them into a funnel, or else they go splat. Damn!
Jesus.
That's fucking brutal! Baby puppies splatting on the concrete? That's fucked up! But you want to see some crazy shit? Level 3, Jim's now a blind cave salamander. You're back in the intestines again. As if anyone wanted to see that. But now you look like an oxalotl. A fucking oxalotl! What's the theme of this level? There's weird membrane
Well,
shit,
he's dead.
pencils, pinball parts, windows. Next thing, you're plunged into a game show all of a sudden. How does Jim spell his first name? Wow. It begs the question. Who pitched this idea? And how in the holy mother of shit were they not dismissed as just being a total lunatic? It's as if the whole point was to make everything as random as humanly possible. That'd be like if I came to you and said, hey, I got an idea for a game. How about you're an eastern spadefoot toad in the Helix Nebula, and you gotta stab foiled chairs with rubber chickens, and out come marble giraffes, and you have to balance the giraffes on feather wreaths, and you take them to hot tubs full of salsa, which transforms the giraffes into cat trophies, which you have to collect and place all the trophies along a line of Twizzlers before a blue panda comes and eats them all, and then morphs into a giant ball of metal slime!
What is he talking about?
Let's play the game. Level 4, the Flying King. Uh-oh, somebody switched on the diarrhea dial. The suck power of that ass straw is turned to full blast. It's bad enough that everything's trying to kill you, and it's like trying to dodge rain droplets in a thunderstorm like in Silver Surfer. But on top of that, you have to keep track of this balloon that's carrying an explosive. You can't let it blow up. And you have to keep pushing it all the way to the end of the stage.
God.
But you can't focus on the balloon because there's too many enemies to deal with. Also, whenever you beat a stage, the cows talk.
Well done.
I gotta ask, what's the deal with all the cows? Some running joke, I guess? I don't get it. What is this preposterous preoccupation with cows? Just some random animal that you can't stop referencing? All right, let's play some more of this buffalo shit. Level 5,
that's a joke.
utterly abducted. Yeah, we're going full cow now. Here, you have to pick up cows and take them into these stables where the machine milks them. The milk fills the pail and lifts up the barrier. Next time, you need 2 cows, and then 3, or else the barrier won't lift all the way. Did Jim ever think about ducking under the barrier? I guess that would make too much sense. Here's where it gets nuts. The cows can get abducted by aliens, and let me tell you, these aliens want these cows bad. They are persistent as fuck and never go away. That's my cow! Get your own! You don't know the meaning of suffering until you've been hauling a cow over cliffs and almost making it to the stable only to have a UFO take the cow away. Man, I have some real beef with this level. Get your tractor beam off my fucking cow, you alien piece of shit! If you lose the cow, you gotta go all the way back. If you die, you go all the way back. And if the cow explodes for no reason, you go all the way back. Yes, some of the cows are explosive, and you have a time limit to take them to a bathtub to defuse them. Who would think to do that? But that's not all. You have to find the cows in the correct order. You think maybe they put a little too much thought into this? The cows spawn from flowers. Yes, I didn't even mention that yet. The cows spawn from flowers. If you come to a flower and it doesn't spawn the cow, that's how you know you've approached it in the wrong order. It would have really helped if they at least had an arrow or something to guide you. But no, you gotta just take a shitty guess. Meanwhile, there's these magician coffins that I can't stop falling into. And if it's not already complicated enough, you have to launch the cow over with a cannon. But then you gotta get yourself over by swinging on snot. Oh my god, can you believe that shit? Oh man, there has to be another way over there. You can't go through?
12%?
And there's a 1-up just to tease you. Alright, well, I gotta go back. Fuck! Next, in level 6, Inflated Head, your worm head turns into a balloon and you have to dodge everything in sight. If you get hit by anything, it pops your head and you fall back down, down, down. It's as cheap as it gets. You know, variety is one thing, but when every stage is something wildly different, it starts to feel like you're constantly trying to learn a new game. It never lets you get used to one thing, just keeps throwing you these crappy curveballs. In level 7, ISO 9000, you're jumping across piles of legal paperwork. You have to carry mice in rolling cage balls and take them to certain destinations.
What?
But the real pain in the ass here is all the killer filing cabinets. These things will not chill. They just keep on coming and they never ever stop. Man, that's a shitty day. Don't you hate it when you get stuck between a filing cabinet and a magician's coffin? I can't get over that filing cabinet. I know you're supposed to jump on the drawer, but I still can't get over it. He's gonna kill me against the wall.
Yes.
Level 8 is called Level 8, as in food. Yeah, you gotta love food levels.
Ok, eu não sei se este jogo provavelmente é muito annoying de jogar, mas os temas são de cagar a rir.
This would have to make my top 10 food stages. Look at this. Running from salt shakers and straws, literally whipping eggs, hopping across all types of meat. Got some burgers sizzling in the background. Wonder if they're from the same cows. Level 9 is a secret level, which you can otherwise skip past. It's called Totally Forked, which is a great name, but the Genesis version here just says Forked. So there's some regional differences, and I guess my region couldn't handle the joke. I wonder if there's any region that just straight out called it Totally Fucked. That'd be great. Level 10 is the final level, thank God. It's called See Jim Run, Run Jim Run. This is basically nothing more than a race against the recurring nemesis, Psychro. Keeping up with this guy is almost impossible, with all these obnoxious barriers in your way and poorly placed pitfalls. It's unforgiving as hell, and if you accidentally get the gun that shoots bubbles, it's useless, and you have to give up. If you actually manage to stay ahead of Psychro and beat him to the finish line, Jim hails a cab, which crushes Psychro. He rescues Princess What's-Her-Name, and in a twist ending, all them turn out to be cows in disguise. Wow. Well, Earthworm Jim 2 was an...
Que drogas, meu. 2 minutes BRB. Vou fazer o mesmo. Acho que bebi demasiada água e agora tenho que ir à casa de banho.
ordeal. The
Todo
first
volta,
one
mas,
was
meus
mostly
amigos.
fun, but this one felt more like torture. So let's send it to the balance of shit justice. Well, as you can see, there's lots of turds weighing on it. I don't know, this one ain't the worst I ever played for sure, but too many turds. I think I've suffered enough, but there's another one, Earthworm Jim 3D on N64. Let's see how the franchise held up making the switch to 3D. So I'm putting in some overtime here, opening up a whole can of worms. And who'd want to do that? Worms are gross. And why would they be in a fucking can anyway? Okay, so the game starts up with the
Hold
most
on.
bizarre plot. Jim is in a hospital
Earthworm Jim on the N64. What?
unconscious, which is a very cheerful way to kick things off. His friends gather around, which includes Elvis for some reason. So the whole game takes place inside Jim's mind, where everything he does is part of a big mission to gain his consciousness back. Right at the start, you're collecting marbles. Get it? Like he lost his marbles? But then he has to find some chicken's underwear? Yeah, I don't know what the underwear has to do with anything. I'm only briefing you on the situation. The humor gets a little more crude. The phrase clucking hell is used, and Jim flips you off with what seems like the middle finger.
Oh, it's 3D? Nem sequer estava a olhar. Fuck.
I mean, he's flipping the bird, right? But the humor's gone so far off the rails.
Ué, isto está tudo muito vazio. Isto é típico de jogos da N64. Eles não eram muito populares.
It doesn't come off as funny anymore. Why is he shooting out leprechauns? I'm supposed to knock out enemies with a leprechaun? Yeah, take that! You want a leprechaun in your hood? It caters more to the animated series, which had already come and gone by now, so you hear a lot of the Dan Castellaneta voice, which keeps making me think of Homer Simpson.
Worm power! Ruby! Pain! I feel great! Win, win, win! Me.
There's this one thing he keeps shouting. Sometimes it sounds like pain, other times like brain. I don't really know what it's supposed to be, but you hear it all the time.
Brain! 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 Brain!
What the fuck is he talking about?
Oh no. Is that going to be the new Where Did You Learn to Fly? Brain! Another thing you gotta get used to is the music. The first stage has this sort of country sounding song, and it just loops over and over and over. Then there's those disorienting camera angles. This is kind of like the curse of the time. It's what happened to many games of this era when they switched to 3D. So if Earthworm Jim already sucked sideways, now it sucks in 3 dimensions. Brain! The levels are designed with these huge open spaces, as if they made the level first and then didn't have time to put that many enemies in there.
Yeah.
So most of the time, there's nothing to comment on. You're just running around. It's flat out boring. Reviewing this game would be like telling you about my entire day. I woke up, I got out of bed, it was a little bit cold, I put my socks on, I went to the bathroom. When I flushed, I noticed the handle was a little loose. So I had to get that fixed. You don't want to hear all that shit. Brain! There's even a stage where you hear a ticking clock. Let me ask you, is a ticking clock ever a good thing? That's what you hear in school when you're taking a test or waiting for the bell to ring. Tell me any situation where a ticking clock is something that puts you in a good mood or gets you excited. That sound sums up this whole game. Brain! In order to keep sane, I have to do insane things like this. There's the occasional funny thing to point out, like this Resident Evil spoof where chickens are jumping through windows. And this stage is called Poultrygeist,
Nice.
like the Trauma movie. Lloyd would be very egg-cited. There's also a ghost vacuum. Not like the kind in the first Ghostbusters game, but a literal ghost vacuum, implying that vacuums can be alive in the first place and have a soul. Then there's a boss with a cannon coming out of its body. Now, come on. Why did they have to position the cannon right there? Brain! Even though this game is boring and uneventful, it's no cakewalk. It gets just as frustrating, probably even more so than the other games. First of all, those marbles. That's exactly what I want to do in a game. Go around collecting marbles. It's just as much fun as Superman 64, flying through all those rings. The worst part's when you die, you lose all the marbles and have to start over. And there's quicksand everywhere. When you land in it, you can't jump. You're stuck and have to backtrack to get on the solid land.
That's video game rules.
Then there's the knockback. When you get hit, it can knock you off the ledge. There's nothing fun about any of this.
Yes. Titties.
Ah!
Him being voiced by Homer Simpson makes it worse.
And if you want to know what the final boss is, it's a character known as Earthworm Kim, who is essentially a female version of Earthworm Jim. The boss fight is long and tedious, and after it's over, you'd hope there'd be at least a good ending, but no, there isn't.
Another cow?
Brain! Well, there you go. I beat the whole Earthworm Jim trilogy. Let's see how this one holds up on the
That's a
balance of shit
trilogy.
justice. Well, the shit really weighs down on this one. I'd say this puts it in a very unfavorable category. Yeah. And if you want to put Earthworm Jim 3D on a scale with Jaws 3D, Friday the 13th 3D, and Amityville 3D, it doesn't even compare. It's not enjoyably bad. It's just bad. For those who have fond memories of Earthworm Jim, I'm here to remind you, it wasn't all fun. It's a mixed bag, but mostly stay away from Earthworm Jim 3D. Yeah. Well, anyway, that was 3 reviews, so let's end this thing. See you next time with more shitty games.
Having defeated the games, the nerd wins. So he became a cow. You know? I liked the video. My friend hated it. Posto isto está só uma solução, certo? A única solução é continuar. Hold on.
Welcome to Now in the 90s, where we look at the game releases.
Espera. Peço desculpa, isto
Welcome to
agora é
Now in the
só.
90s.
Isto é só. Agora é só bancar em coisas. Desculpa, esta próxima hora vai ser só. Já passou meia hora, né? A bancar em nostalgia. Aliás, isto tudo foi a bancar em nostalgia. Primeiro foi jogar. Não, primeiro foi. Estou a mentir. Primeiro foi ver um vídeo sobre attention span. Mas depois a partir daí foi sempre nostalgia até agora. A bancar na nostalgia. Resident Evil 4. Que tem para aí 50 anos o jogo. Depois ver retro coisas, mais outras retro coisas.
Where we look at the game releases of 30
Tá
years
chocado.
ago today. This week, a popular toy racing game, what came before Orcs and Humans, and the
que eles
overlooked
deixaram
sequel
estar assim?
of an NES classic. Hi, I'm your host Jared, and today is April 28th, 1993. A beloved Capcom classic got a forgotten sequel. Released in April 1993 for the NES, was DuckTales 2. DuckTales 2 plays very similar to the original. Scrooge McDuck must rescue his niece Webby by paying the ransom of treasures from all over the world. Travel to the Bermuda Triangle, a sunken ship, Egypt, and more. Gameplay is very similar to the first
DuckTales é
game, with
muito
Scrooge
fixe, é
running,
lendário.
jumping, and pogo sticking off of his cane to find all kinds of diamonds and defeat enemies. New to his abilities is using the cane to latch onto something and being able to pull
Quem
it.
gosta
You
de
can also now
videojogos?
spend the money you earn in a shop between stages for some quick health or extra lives.
Quem gosta de
Fight
fazer
bosses at the end of
videojogos?
every
Isso é
stage
que
and
era.
find all the pieces of the hidden treasure map for the best possible ending. DuckTales 2 was developed and published by Capcom. It has a mostly different development team from the original, which would explain why it feels just a bit different, and frankly, the music is not as catchy. Obviously, the game is also based on the Disney animated series DuckTales, part of the Disney Afternoon cartoon block. The animated series ran from 1987 to 1990.
Wait, isto não é DuckTales? É uma sequela de DuckTales?
A few years before the second video game came out. However, strong syndication and reruns kept DuckTales fresh in the minds of kids everywhere. It also released late into the NES lifespan. By this time in 1993, people were all over the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis was on an upswing, and there was excitement about all new upcoming disc-based consoles. As such, DuckTales 2 was a bit of a quick turnaround production for Capcom. It reused as many assets as possible with just a few gameplay innovations from the original, something that they learned works really well thanks to their flagship franchise, Mega Man. Because of this, DuckTales 2 did not get a whole lot of press, coverage, or advertising, except from Nintendo themselves. In issue 47 of Nintendo Power,
Eu nem sabia que o jogo existia. Quando é que fazem o DuckTales 2 Remastered?
DuckTales 2 got a whopping 8 pages of coverage, essentially giving a walkthrough of the entire game. Reviews for it were lukewarm. Nintendo Power graded it an average score of a 3.6 out of 5, and EGM gave it solid 7s out of 10 all around, but both pointed out
Bora tentar fazer no Unity.
that it was basically more of the same. Even GamePro magazine, who loved everything, pointed out that's a very familiar game without a lot of changes. They also claimed that Capcom's best NES masterpiece was Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, so take that for what it's worth. DuckTales 2 would eventually get ported to the
What?
Game Boy later in 1993. And if you wanted to play the NES one today, you can. Alongside the first game, DuckTales 2 is included in the Capcom Disney Afternoon Collection for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Steam. Also, here's a fun little fact. In the 2017 animated reboot series of DuckTales, they used the moon theme from the original DuckTales video game, making it canon. Humble beginnings
that.
come in all forms, or sometimes three. Released today in 1993 was The Lost Vikings for the Super Nintendo. The Lost Vikings is a puzzle platformer. Control all three of the Vikings, Eric the Swift, Balog the Fierce, and Olaf the Stout. Each one has their own abilities and attributes, allowing you to switch freely between them to make progress and defeat enemies. The Vikings get so lost, they end up in places like a spaceship, underground caverns,
A sério, estás a mexer no Godot? E qual é o objetivo? E por que não Unity? E fiquei com vontade agora de tentar recriar o DuckTales 2. Um bom prof. Não mais encontrar aqui. Ninguém vai entregar nada, vão ter todos nega. Para 2D o Godot serve. Mas também serve para 3D, que eu saiba. Já estive a ler o que é que o Godot faz. Acho que as limitações é depois exportar. Quando quiseres exportar para consolas é que estás fodido com o Godot. Então qual é o jogo que vais fazer? Just a strategy game, isso soa-me complexo. A good idea, which is a trade secret. Está-se bem. Cá te espero. Cá te espero na loja da Steam. Para ver quando é que sai. Um simples para aprender a mexer. Roguelike, a Mystery Dungeon, mas moderno. Ok. Eu não digo a ninguém. Também ninguém vê esta stream. Estás num safe space? Estamos só eu e tu. Bem, bora continuar a ver a nostalgia. Pode ser que tires ideia para um jogo. Muitas vezes quando vejo estes retrovídeos fico tipo, epá, olha, está aqui uma ideia.
And the pyramids of Egypt. Combine their skills and get all three to the exit to reach the next level. Which means, should any of them die, you cannot complete the stage and will have to restart as many times as it takes. The Lost Vikings was developed by Silicon and Synapse, and is one of those games where you look at it and can pretty much see it easily being an Amiga game. That kind of side-scrolling action, the ability to swap characters. Surprisingly though, it was made with the Super Nintendo in mind and came out for the SNES first. It would eventually get ported to the Amiga and the Sega Genesis by 1994. Nintendo Power issue 48 gave Lost Vikings a lot of coverage, with 8 total pages. It gives walkthroughs
8
for
pages?
36 of the game's 42 levels. They also reviewed the game in the very same issue, with scores all over the place, averaging out to a 3.5 out of 5. Nintendo Power would also call it the 7th best SNES game of 1993. Electronic Gaming Monthly also reviewed it with an average of a 7.75 out of 10, and GamePro magazine had very high reviews.
Só de mim está
Interestingly,
calor.
the legacy of the Lost Vikings still lives on to this day. There would be a Lost Vikings 2 released for the Super Nintendo in 1997, but by then the original developer, Silicon and Synapse, would change their name entirely. These days, they're known as Blizzard Entertainment. The Vikings would keep making cameo appearances in other Blizzard games, like Rock and Roll Racing, also in 1993, in a secret level of Blackthorn for the Sega 32X, as NPCs in Warcraft 3 and World of Warcraft. Because the original game was also published by Interplay, the Vikings also made cameo appearances in Clay Fighter and Clay Fighter 2. They also came back in spectacular fashion when all three were added as a playable hero for Blizzard's Heroes of the Storm MOBA game in 2017, which ceased development in July of 2022. If you want to play the original Lost Vikings game, you still can. You can purchase it alongside Rock and Roll Racing and Blackthorn as part of the Blizzard Arcade Collection, currently available on Battle.net. It's not often we get to say this, but the Sega Genesis got a port of an NES game, released this week in 1993, was Micro Machines. Micro Machines is a top-down racing game. Race around tracks as tiny cars, meaning locales are wacky places like a billiards table, a work desk, or the kitchen floor. Play as numerous kinds of vehicles, from cars to boats to, easily the coolest one, tanks, complete with the ability to shoot your opponent. Defeat all the computer opponents to be the race champion.
Micro Machines
or
are
challenge your
goated.
friends in versus mode. Micro Machines is an iconic toy line from Galoob, whose biggest selling point is that they're very small toy cars, and the commercials had that guy that talked really fast.
This is the Micro Machine Man presenting the most midget miniature motorcade of Micro Machines. Each one has dramatic details, terrific trim, precision paint jobs, plus incredible Micro Machine pocket playsets. There's a police station, fire station, restaurant, service station, and more. Perfect pocket portables to take any place. And there are many miniature playsets to play with, and each one comes with its own special edition Micro Machine vehicle and fun, fantastic features that miraculously move. Raise the boat lift at the airport marina, man the gun turret at the army base, clean your car at the car wash, raise the toll bridge. And these playsets fit together to form a Micro Machine world. Micro Machine pocket playsets, so tremendously tiny, so perfectly precise, so dazzlingly detailed, you'll want to pocket them all. Micro Machines and Micro Machine pocket playsets sold separately from Galoob. The smaller they are, the better they are.
Micro Machines for Sega also got something that the NES original never had: legal trouble. Much like the NES game, Micro Machines for Sega was developed by Codemasters and was made without official licensing from Sega to make games for their hardware. It's why the cartridge looks so weird. Review copies of Micro Machines were being sent out to publications around this time in 1993, and the game was already being sold on store shelves. However, Sega found out about it and went after Codemasters.
Toma.
They demanded that it be pulled, halting sales of the game. Thankfully, the two managed to work out a deal, and Micro Machines was allowed to be sold for the Sega Genesis later in 1993. It's why so many of the magazine advertisements for the game had to loudly state, now licensed by Sega. So technically, this is when Micro Machines for the Sega Genesis was first released. Its official release, though, would be in the fall of 1993. It's a good thing they did, too. Reviews for the game were positive, such as Electronic Gaming Monthly awarding it 7s all around. It was successful enough that it got a direct sequel, Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament, released in 1994. As for everything else this week, and not talking nearly as fast, here's Editor Dylan.
Micro Máquinas é bem fixe. Alguma vez
I
jogaste?
feel like I've been issued a challenge. Let's just see how fast I can cover the first game. Championship Pro-Am is an isometric racing game on the Genesis. Pit your RC machines
Eu acho
against
que
fire
chegaste a
runners while
merda.
dodging puddles, drifting quarters, and exploding opponents. Remember, if it's not rare, that's not a real game. Wait, Rare made this? The Rare? The Rare that will release one of my favorite games in approximately 572 days? That rare? The Flintstones on the Genesis is the first turn-based strategy game based on a Hanna-Barbera license.
Turn-based
I'm just kidding.
strategy
It's like
game?
their 40th generic 2D platformer. They must think it's illegal to try literally any other genre. It's exactly how you think it plays and is as fun as it looks. Kudos if you could predict this next game. SNK released a one-on-one fighting game starring a blonde American dude named Terry on the Neo Geo. Of course, I'm talking about 3-Count Bout. It was Terry Rogers, by the way. Technically, it's a wrestling game,
What
but
the-
it plays exactly like a fighter to me. It's basically a
We've
souped-up,
been
faster
baited.
version of Saturday Night Slam Masters, which I used to play all the time as a kid, but that comes out later this year.
You've got
so I'm
baited.
gonna go against my nostalgia and assume this
This
is
is
the better one.
amazing.
I just realized
Look at
I
the
didn't
game.
even bust out the 90s announcer voice for that one. I'll use it for this one. Want something even
Olha, o jogo
more
parece mesmo fixe.
action-packed than wrestling? Then there's nothing more intense than Panel Action Bingo! You play as Bird, who's powered by the sun, while your arch nemesis Cat tries to sabotage you with his moon magic. Harness every ounce of brain power in that soft, malleable brain of yours to count to 25! Think you can handle it? There's a more advanced mode, but it's only for those who can outsmart Einstein. Times pi! Then try the ultimate challenge of reciting the alphabet. Before that fucking cat destroys the
I'm so
world.
confused right
and
now.
when you line up 5 suns, you get a bingo. The last game this week is Street Fight Combat for the SNES, and is in no way a blatant carbon copy of Street Fighter. It is actually a blatant carbon copy of a Japanese exclusive Ranma 1/2 Chonai Geki Tohen. Since most 90s kids weren't cool or cultured enough to appreciate anime, we got a dumbed-down, bare-bones licensed fighter. Only all the charm of the license was stripped away. That brings us to 8 games released on these 5 consoles this week in 1993. At least we got some form of Ranma for the Super Nintendo. The same cannot be said about which released this week, but only in PAL regions. It's a top-down shooter, only instead of a spaceship, you play as a golden dragon. Another cool thing about is that it has procedurally generated stories, meaning the premise and ending can change every time you play. Hopefully some viewers from across the pond
cool.
can be a pal and fill us in, because we won't get a console port of in the States until 2007 in the form of Taito Legends 2. So
Bro.
we got a while. Take it easy, everybody.
Thank you, Dylan. Here in the Collector's Corner, DuckTales 2 was a late NES game with a very limited production, making it a very
Pois,
rare game.
deve
The
ser muito
cartridge
caro.
alone is currently worth $223. With the box and manual,
Até nem é
it
assim tão caro.
skyrockets up to $770,
Oi,
easily
e 19 é
being
assim tão
this
caro,
week's
mas
biggest
luz?
value gainer. The Lost Vikings
Jesus.
is only okay. It had a suggested retail price of $49.95, and now the game card alone is worth about $32. A box and manual does bring it up to $75. Micro Machines' value is just as
Micro
shrunk down as
Máquinas.
it. A loose game cartridge is only $15, and the complete in-box one is a mere $35.
Look
And
at
that's
this
it for
game, so
today.
cool.
Next week, Batman returns the very first samurai, and One Tough Pink Puff dreams of green greens. I'm your host, Jared, and this was Now in the 90s. Thank you so much for watching Now in the 90s.
que horas é que
I wanna
acordaste
thank some
hoje?
all new patrons this week, like Chris Collingwood and Garrett Fritch. Please like the video and leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you already are a subscriber, thank you so much for watching this show every single Friday. For those of you that played DuckTales 2,
Ah, yeah,
where did you
eu-
get it? I remember renting
Acho muito
it
giro.
from a gas station, and I
8:30.
played the first one a lot. And
Também
as a
acordei para
kid,
essa
even
hora
playing
e-
the second one, I could tell then
Já estou a
I
começar a
didn't like it as
sentir.
much as the original.
Já estou a começar a sentir a bater. O que é isto? É 2? Ah, isto é demasiado sério. Nós queremos é brincar, não é? Need sleep. Só corrigi uma cena hoje. Amanhã de manhã queria corrigir tipo 2. Corrigir 2? O que é que isso quer dizer para mim na minha cabeça? Espera aí, vou esconder isto, o ecrã, que é para eu ver quantas coisas já corrigi. Vou esconder, não podes ver. É proibido. Ui, falta-me 1, 2, 3, 5. Há um grupo que é só um? Há vários, mas... Oh, this is the shitty one. Uf, ainda bem que não estou a mostrar quem é quem. Nunca se sabe. Podem estar a dar lurk. Eles podem estar a dar lurk, mas depois eu estou tipo, hey, this is the shitty one. E eles vão dizer, wow, that's me. What an asshole. Havia uns que eu queria muito dar nega. Mas não dei. Até agora ainda não dei nega a ninguém. O que eu acho que... To be honest. O que eu acho... Acho que até bate certo. Isto não pode ser uma coisa que puxe muito, muito, muito a primeira fase. A fase de só fazer um documento. No entanto... No entanto... I don't know. No entanto, o que é que eu estou para aí a dizer? Ah, no entanto, um ou outro acho que quase que mereciam nega, mas... Mas agora, diz-me uma coisa. Ah, porque low effort... Há uns que eu senti mesmo low. Havia um que eu queria muito dar nega, que o próprio... Na apresentação. Eu não posso dizer quem é quem, não é? Os chineses estão a ver. Mas havia um que eu queria muito dar nega. E depois cheguei ao trabalho. E li aquilo. E era mesmo muito low effort também. Mas lá tiveram tipo um... Mas não nega. Aliases. Acho que estou a fazer uma coisa... Acho que estou a fazer uma coisa mal. Acho que estou a dar demasiado peso às apresentações. Então a gente é boa a expor as ideias. Eu. Se eu tiver. Sabes o que é que eu acho? Acho que se tivesse feito. Acho que se tivesse dado 15, 20%, provavelmente já tinha ouvido para aí 3 ou 4 negas. O que eu acho que estou a fazer mal é que estou a dar demasiado peso à apresentação. Mas não sei, depois vê-se. E não, o problema não foi expressarem-se mal. É isto que eu quero. Olá, boa noite, Maria, estás boa? I know and I get it. Mas eu não disse qual foi o problema. Mas se calhar tu estás habituado a ver quais são os problemas dos putos. Eu digo os putos. A weighted average type of mean. Ontem fui ao jantar das lésbicas. Como é que correu? Como é que ela se chama? Júlia. Portou-se bem? Estás habituado a levar por tabela esses problemas? Ai ai. Usei como muleta para participar da conversa. Damn. Então arranjaste alguma lésbica? Volaste para casa? Yo! Não, sabes o que é Final Fantasy XII? É um dos meus jogos preferidos de sempre. Tá, 50% de desconto no... como é que chama? Na Steam. Mas eu não vou comprar, já comprei muitos jogos. Ainda só tenho 3 versões do jogo. E uma delas não sei onde é que anda. Caramba, quero fazer uma coisa. Ok, vamos supor. Imagina que eu tenha... Tive 40% numa... 40% em 10. Tive 40 em 10 numa coisa. O que é que eu estou para aqui a dizer? 40 em 100 numa coisa. Sorry, já estou acordado há demasiadas horas. E 0 em 10 noutra. Mas o peso do lado de 40 não é metade, é mais do que metade. Suponho que é 60%. Sentada à minha frente estava uma senhora de 50 anos, que era a lésbica mais estereotipicamente lésbica que possas imaginar. Quando aquilo veio para a mesa, a reação dela é lá tantas bolas. Aquilo? Rissóis, rissóis mas redondos com vários recheios. Mas ela não devia gostar de bolas, não é? Não sei, como é que funciona? Tens de ser tu a reportar o caso. Olha, Maria, queres saber uma história? Eu e a minha amiga fomos dar uma volta com a Zelda e nós estamos parados num daqueles mini parques para cães fechados. E hoje foi para lá um. Como é que se chama a raça? Azuriano? Não. Maramana. Parece um. É daqueles cães que parecem um ursinho de neve, da neve polar, parece. Um urso polar. Tinha 4 meses, tinha quase o tamanho da Zelda, by the way, que tem 1 ano e tal. Minha amiga achou tanta piada que depois mandou-me um vídeo do TikTok com um desses cães. Samoyedo. Eu tenho uma vizinha que tem um Samoyedo. Olha aqui, Maria. Este é o Samoyedo. Esteve lá a brincar com a Zelda 4 meses e era quase do tamanho dela. Claro que o pelo dá muito volume, mas pronto. Sobraram algumas, eu ofereci-lhe ela. Não, minha querida, já desisti de bolas há mais de 15 anos. Só? Então ela não tinha 50 anos? É uma late lesbian? Mas espera, aquilo é um encontro de lésbicas só? Tipo, a única coisa que as pessoas partilham é o facto de gostarem de outras mulheres? É isso? O pessoal chega lá, então, lembras-te de muita crica hoje? Ainda não. Crick Event. Clube Safo, associação, não percebi essa frase, mas associação de mulheres que gostam de mulheres, é um bocado isso. Olha, apareceu-me isto sugerido, eu gostei desta Nina.
I asked you guys on Instagram if you felt like your attention
Estou com a sensação que provavelmente tu é que segues isto e o YouTube sugeriu porque sabe que eu e tu falamos, ou caraças.
span was
Mas eu
getting
gostei deste vídeo porque esta pessoa é interessante na medida em que ela estava a mostrar coisas e as coisas que ela mostrou tinham research, ela fez research e isso é tipo, isso não existe, meu, no YouTube. Bota, too late, já vi. Não estavas aqui, devias estar a jantar. Mas olha, o canal é The Book Leo, que é para se quiseres seguir. Pois eu não estou a mostrar porque... Consegues ver? É estranho que não conheças. É estranho sugerirem uma coisa. O nome do canal é este. É estranho sugerirem uma coisa de livros, assim do nada. És a única pessoa que gosta de livros que eu conheço. Como é que será que ela surgiu? Seja como for. Seja como for, eu gostei da abordagem dela. Para um título. E olha, queres uma coisa melhor? Ela chegou ao fim do vídeo e disse assim: Desculpem este vídeo não ter sido sobre livros. E eu, mas eu agradeço. Sorry, Maria. Anyway. Será que andas com uma bookworm e não sabes? É assim. Ok, uma coisa é verdade. A minha amiga com quem fui dar uma volta hoje, eu acho que ela lê bastante. Às tantas, pode ter sido o Gogel, tipo, contas de Google tão próximas, pumba, vamos-lhe. Vamos estar canais que ela vê. Acho que ela também lê. Será que ela por. Será que ela ao mesmo tempo está a receber. Será que ela está a receber vídeos de estúpidos? Vídeos tipo de contra. Vídeos tipo de ContraPoints. Já estou há algum tempo a ver isto, não é? Mas já estive a ver. Quer dizer, já estive a ver uns pontos e estão a ser bons. Não tens de comer as bolas. Ela. Olha, foi essa minha amiga que falou das bolas de sésamo. E eu pensei em ti. Ela estava tipo, eu não sei o que é que tem, mas gosto. A cena é que eu não posso falar de livros. O que é que eu vou falar? Quer-se dizer? Olha, li um bocado daquele, não é? Vou jogar um bocadinho de Resident Evil. Só um bocadinho, pode ser? Já bati no Crozonice. Não sei o que é que vai acontecer a seguir. O capítulo acabou. Espera aí, vim dar aqui. Nem sei onde é que eu vim dar. WikiHow. Porque eu estou tipo, eu quero fazer uma weighted calculation e não 50-50. Ok, basta isto. E depois divido pelo número de. Ganda WikiHow. Havia 2 senhoras com filhos. E será que não lhes aconteceu aquela coisa do... Ah, se tens filhos quer dizer que és fake lesbian e não podes estar aqui. Não aconteceu isso? Não? Havia alguma trans lesbian? Ui, essa deve ser logo chacinada, espancada logo à porta do café, não? A Sara e a namorada são poli. E deixam entrar? The weighted average... Há qualquer coisa aqui que me falta. Guys, já percebi o que é que o que é que me está a faltar. Ou não, tu queres da matemática, devias ter-me dito logo o que é que me estava a faltar, não? Porque eu queria fazer weighted tipo médias que não seja 50-50. E agora estava a olhar para para esta imagem e agora é que me veio a ideia. Espera aí, já percebi. Já percebi. Notepad. Já percebi o que é que me faltava. Wait, não tenho Notepad mais? Eia pá, eu gosto mais de Notepad mais. Não tenho Unity neste PC, porque ele está formatado há pouco tempo. Mas que devia meter, para às vezes estar aqui a mexer no Unity. Alguma vez me viste a mexer no Unity? Eu estava a fazer um jogo simples com uma nave. O Fake Space Invaders. E eu só não continuei porque eu queria ver o pessoal... Se eu visse o pessoal mais interessado, acho que tinha continuado. Eu para já o jogo está tipo... Não me apeteceu continuar, mas o jogo estava... Já só faltava meter colisões. Não era só faltava, mas ia ser a próxima fase, porque eu já tenho... Já estava a fazer spawn dos elementos, já tinha o movimento, já andava, já tinha os limites, já estou a disparar tiros, carrego no botão e ele dispara. Os bichos também já me disparavam a mim, então a seguir era as colisões, que era para eu falecer. E eles falecerem. E aquilo tem umas torres, não é torres, umas bases à minha frente, que me protegem, é tipo... Aquilo foi para aí o primeiro cover shooter ever made, não é? E essas torres também se desfazem pixel a pixel. Estava a tentar garantir que aquilo pode ser destruído pixel a pixel. Espero que consiga. Mas não fiquei muito tempo a fazer aquilo. Mas o que me interessava era mesmo só o pessoal estar a partilhar um espaço e estar tipo, olha, bora fazer uma cena. Yay! Mas depois não correu como eu queria, acho eu. Não aconteceu isso. Não sei o que é que fiz mal, mas fiz mal alguma coisa. Voltando a Maria, desculpa Maria. Agora que eu já percebi o que é que estou a fazer com a média. Porque... Se eu vier aqui à calculadora... Se vier aqui a calculadora, é isto que eu estou a fazer. Se eu tivesse 5 números, cada um deles vai valer isto se for distribuído de maneira igual. Mas eu posso não querer distribuir de maneira igual. Gotcha, já percebi. Onde é que está o notepad mais? ARM 64. Super Mario. Tururururu. Mas o que era cool era se o pessoal. É que a mim, vou ser honesto, estar a brincar com esse jogo e não sei o quê. Tipo, estar a fazer. Fuck. Continuando, estar a fazer aquilo sozinho não me motiva, vou ser honesto. Não é por mal, mas. Do início. Vai ver os VODs. Tananana. Tananana. Pois, eu devia fazer 0. Eles têm que prefazer um. Eu não preciso de olhar para isto. Já percebi o que é que quero fazer. Porquê que a ideia me veio à cabeça quando olhei para isto? Apesar de eu sentir que isto não explica o que eu queria. Mas até explicou, kinda, maybe, I don't know. Está demasiado fixado num conceito. Oh, Maria, ainda estás aí? Não tenho nada para te dizer, mas a não ser que gosto muito de ti. A namorada da Sara tem um parceiro e ela estava a falar dele na boa. Ok, mas a questão que eu te fiz foi: havia trans lesbians? Isso é que é o verdadeiro teste. Ah, pois é. Até lá é easy. Até lá são todas amigas, digo eu. O evento era aberto. Então porquê é que não me convidaste? Já sabia. É melhor não perguntar sequer porque é que não me convidaste. Although finally able to lay his complicated history with Krauser to rest, Leon can't afford to waste time being sentimental now. Sadler has taken control of Ashley and disappeared into the depths of something. Isto foi mais ou menos o que aconteceu até agora. Isto é o novo chapter. Olha, não teve cutscene no início do chapter. Man, this game is cool. Pergunta-me qual é que seria o Resident Evil preferido da Maria. Se ela jogasse. Eu acho que a Maria iria gostar bastante do primeiro. De jogar com a Jill. É mais assustador porque a perspectiva não é esta, da câmara. Não sei, se calhar viste-me a jogar, Maria. Já foi há muitos anos, ou há alguns anos. Mas mais rapidamente ias gostar de... Eu acho que a Maria ia ser ia ser Resident Evil 1 fan. E 2 também. No 2 também jogas com a Jill. Jogas com este character. É Ashley. Não jogas nada com a Jill no 2. Estou a mentir. Desculpem. Desculpem, menti. Pronto, eu vou ali autocancelar-me a mim próprio. Não jogas com a Jill, mas jogas com a Claire. Claire Bear. E com o... este gajo. This fucker. Depois no 3 voltas a jogar com a Jill. Espera, ninguém me perguntou nada. O que é que eu estou para aqui a falar, meu?
Welcome. Wilden, what can I do for you?
Vocês lembram daquele meme? Quando estás a falar e de repente alguém diz: quem? Eu, quem o quê? Quem é que te perguntou? Ai, olha a Croza Knife.
Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference
Durability.
between life and death.
Increase power by 2x. Uau, a do Krauser é muito mais poderosa.
Try that on for size. See how that feels, mate. Fella like yourself should notice the difference right away.
Nunca vai durar tanto como a... Olha, esta knife.
That's good work if I
Estou quase sem
do say
dinheiro.
so myself.
Caralhos me fodam. Estás aqui e estavas-me a ouvir.
Your weapons are in good
Mas é verdade,
hands,
ninguém me
mate.
perguntou nada.
I'll
Espera,
see
como é que... Agora é que eu me apercebi. Quando uma pessoa faz estas coisas... Claramente... eu não tenho qualquer tipo de sucesso nisto. Mas eu pergunto-me, é incrível como... fazer uma stream é tudo sobre isto. Sobre ninguém te perguntar nada e tu dizes coisas, não é mesmo? E tens coragem de falar apesar de ninguém te perguntar nada. É relativamente incrível.
Ruby's all rubbish. It makes no difference. The price, well,
Toda...
that's our choice to make.
I'm a go now stream. Have good nights. Olha, dorme bem. Obrigado pela companhia até agora. Temos que falar mais. Este fim de semana temos que falar. O que é que achas? Por acaso... E o Zelda vamos juntos. Eu ia dizer que sim, mas hoje estava a caminhar com a minha... Estava a caminhar com a minha amiga e apercebi-me que... vou sozinho à loja. Às 9 da manhã estou à porta do Braga Park. Com uma daquelas cadeirinhas de praia, ou caraças.
Time is money, mate.
Vem comigo. A Márcia, sim. Apercebi-me que estava a falar com ela e ela perguntou-me: então, estás preparado? Eu tirei férias. Portanto, sim. Eu disse-lhe: vou sozinho, porquê? Porque provavelmente o pessoal vai ser tipo: vamos tipo às 6 da tarde, que é tipo depois do trabalho. Eu, qual trabalho? Tirei férias. Às 5 da manhã estou lá. Eu disse 9, 5. Estou com um coisa, com um... Ai, como é que o pessoal faz quando vai aos festivais? Faz bifanas e o caraças. Vou lá, faço bifanas em casa, levo para lá.
You just gonna stand there or what?
O que achas, Maria? Se eu fizer bifanas, eu sei que vens. Espera, eu tenho uma CQBR Assault Rifle. A minha pistola está tão boa neste momento.
Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference between life and death.
Anything else I can help you with?
Special offer na Killer 7. Killer 7
That
parece
cash
mesmo
in
muito
your
fixe.
pocket or your life.
Ui, a Maria já está a negociar. Tipo, até vou. Mas primeiro temos que garantir um mínimo, não é? Primeiro temos que garantir um mínimo. E as batatas?
All my wares are in tip-top shape, I assure you. That cash in your pocket or your life. Easy choice, mate. Well then, what can I do? You come
What are
round
you
any
buying?
time.
Molhinho picante. Oh Maria. Vai tudo. Desde que eu tenha companhia. É tipo desespero. Não, mas já sabes. 9 da manhã estou na loja. Estou na loja. E eles vão dizer, não veio nada. Eu, mas... Então mas porquê que eu tirei férias? Não sei lá, porque és otário. Tenho estado com fome por fast food. Que tal combinarmos irmos a um fast food? Que puta!
What was that?
What was that indeed? Foi a Ada? É o helicóptero do Sr. Presidente da Junta? Marcar um motel? That sounds... Sabes para que é que serve um motel? Serve para fazer sexo. Sexo contigo própria. Olha que eu tenho a faca do Krauser, meu. What is he gonna do? What's happening? What is this set piece? Será que eu tenho que sair daqui ou assim? Is this Krauser's knife? Ow! I just parried the torch. Vais fazer sexo contigo própria? Geralmente à noitinha, quando ninguém está a ver e está escuro, o pessoal lá faz sexo com ele próprio, não é? Pela calada. A Maria tem um vibrador novo. Mas quando é que mostras? Muito louco. Tens visto playthroughs deste jogo, Bita? Eu acho que no outro dia disseste que não. Eu acho que estou nos final chapters por esta altura. Holy shit. No, 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 no. Don't vault over. Quando vieres aqui. Mas não vais marcar um motel, pois não? Podes simplesmente vir para aqui. Alright. Holy. Move, shoot, and cancel. What would I shoot? I'm not gonna shoot my friend. Oh shit. This game is so beautiful to me. Mas é porque eu também não estou habituado a ter uma gráfica que tenha... A minha gráfica não era má, mas... Não vou gastar carcamole? Eu pensava que era carcanhole. Esta música está muito cinematic. Crazy cinematic. Epic. Ui, ele está-se a cuspir? Crazy. Não sabes, admito? Admites? Não, é que eu estou a perguntar porque tipo, olha, se calhar eu passei a minha vida toda a achar que era de uma forma e afinal era de outra. Não será a primeira nem a última vez, não é? Meus amigos, quando isto está com esta time signature, sabes que vai a dar sabes que está a acontecer coisas muito dramáticas. Ui, o jogo até me está a dar muitas pesetas. Oh, oh. Um gigatank? No, my friend! That's kind of funny. Destroy the anti-aircraft gun. Deixa-me primeiro vir aqui a estas caixas. Meu amigo que se foda, não é? Oh my god, these guys are crazy. Jesus Christ. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Merda! Vota 1 se falecer é bom, vota 2 se falecer é mau. Estou a tentar contar os compassos. Eu acho que isto é um 7x8. É o feel que me dá. Hey, stop it. A por ello! I'm busy dying.
Body armor's not looking great.
Body armor. I'm getting shot. I'm getting shot left and right. Espera, isto está a atravessar. Que barreira? Então eu acho que tenho que ir para trás e ir matando. Mas não estava a conseguir passar por aquilo. Parecia uma barreira. Caí para a direita, para debaixo da caverna, das caveiras, até a caverna das caveiras. Hugo, para a esquerda e para a direita. Estão ali umas escadas. Puta da aranha. Nem sequer pude usar a faca. Two crits.
Out of the way.
Foda-se. Estou emocionado. Tanto barulho. E eu não sei do que é. Esta punhanha é super fast, meu. Não consigo reagir às punhanha lows. Ok. Where did he even come from? A faca do Kurosa está quase com o caralho. Come on, man. Where did the fuck? Where did the Dida do? All the Duda day. Uf, já quase não tenho plantinhas. E que merda. Quando é que vocês acham que é? Yellow Herb. Mas o jogo diz-me que eu não tenho mais. Where is he? Oh. A verdadeira questão é como é que eu chego àquela... Uau! Mesmo quando fiquei sem balas. Oportuno?
Sorry, must have slipped.
Didn't make a dent on the guy? $420.
Time for a taste of your own medicine.
Eles estão a vir todos para aqui, não é? Where's that summit he's talking about? A calmaria antes da tempestade. que merda! What's happening? Foi na discoteca?
Present for you.
Como? Super Trenga. Trengimax. Espera aí que também tenho este. Mas eu acho que o meu Max Health já está, não sobe mais. Vocês chamariam de Trengimax ou Maxi Trenga? Maxi Trenga gosto mais. Oh Bita, estás aí? Quero dizer uma coisa. Ah fuck, já não deve ter. Barricar-me aqui, não é? Me too. I'm a bug hater. Desculpem. He's like the Terminator. Não tenho rato, meu. I mean, tenho. Na verdade tenho. How do I exactly... Alguém está a fazer sons de zombie em cima de mim. Isso é muito estressante. Ok, tem aqui umas escadas. Oh! Doesn't this like change everything? What is this Disney sounding ass music? El Toro? Was not expecting that Toro. Wait, that didn't even make like a dent on the guy. Onde é que ele vai? Fuck! Consegui. Olá, muito boas noites. How you doing, man? Estou aqui a curtir um Resident Evil. Oh, filho da puta, um gajo ali. Está quase a disparar. Né? Oh, fucking fuck!
Twisty son of a bitch.
Eu não acho que handgun seja a melhor cena para este momento. Então mas e essa vida? Esse trabalhinho foi fixe hoje? Man, eu... estou a sentir finalmente um bocadinho menos stress. E menos necessidade de fazer muita coisa, mas... sei lá. Tiveste férias? Nice. As minhas férias... eu preciso de férias.
I hate bugs.
Filhos de uma puta. Oh, what? Oh, come on. Today was good. Recebi o ordenado com o prémio máximo. Uau! É quando consegues muitos objetivos, não é?
Son of a bitch.
Ah! Onde é que será que andou a leve? A única forma de eu ter sido melhor é se não estivesse sozinho. Não estivesse sozinho. Não estivesse sozinho, não no contexto de trabalho, mas no contexto de estar com alguém. Oh fuck. Jesus. Foi ser... Não consigo ser rápido o suficiente a apontar. Wait, he should have died.
You're serious.
Segundo o que ele me disse, tem dado ocupado. Vocês têm falado? Ainda fazem umas sessões de hunt? I need some high-powered something. E provavelmente tenho que fugir desta área. Por causa do filho da puta deste touro. Filho da puta. É sério? É sempre o touro que me mata. Por onde quer que eu fuja? Eu agora desci o andar, foi tipo, caguei. Já viste mais agora, agora tu és o setor. E então? Agora está na hora de dar nega a todos. Sentir velho? Paia, no entanto. Oh, Jesus. Nega. Mas estou num impasse porque tipo. Oh, que caralho. I'm tripping, bro. Oh shit, indeed. No bullets? Shotgun.
Not bad, right?
Nós a poder no trabalho, de certeza. Poder no trabalho. Sentes que tens poder? Sinto que estou a sentir a parte má do ter um poder e estar com dificuldades a exercê-lo. Exercê-lo? Como é que eu digo isto? Porque tenho mesmo que o aplicar. E garantir que os limites estão a ser cumpridos. Mas tem que ser eu. Tens aquela cena aquela ideia do alguém tem que dizer a má notícia ou whatever ou esse tipo de cenas, tipo. Há coisas que não queremos ser nós, mas depois não há mais ninguém. Olha, este Porky Pig que vem aí. Banhar-me em tu sangre. Vem aí, Porky Pig. Ok, he stopped. Filho da... Porky Pig, filho da puta! What the... Eu disse o P com toda a minha força e mesmo assim... Oh, eu carreguei no contra. Espera aí, estou só a carregar isto. Vai. Pronto, podes mover. Vai. Desculpem, estou muito estressado com esta situação. Ok. Ok. So, what the fuck did I do anyway? E porquê que esta parte da música é tão Disney? No te bañes en mi sangre. There's more? Should I go back to the thing? Also, I have another question. E que estão a subir nas minhas costas, não é? tengo más balas. É assim que se diz. Alguém, o Nezer com o chapéu de Sonic, tem que dizer a má notícia. Oh meu Deus. Já dizia o Spider-Man, com grande poder vem grande responsabilidade. E vem tipo... Opá, imagina. Ok, o que é que não se fala quando se fala em ter poder? Querem tentar adivinhar? Momento professor. Querem tentar adivinhar? Não, estou a brincar. Mas querem tentar adivinhar anyway. Uma das coisas que tens que gerir quando tens poder que não é mencionado. Acho que sim. E se também ser... Há momentos em que, como és tu que tens a responsabilidade, tens que ser o mal da fita, certo? E quando tu começas a pensar, eu não quero ser o mal da fita, ficas vulnerável a pressões. Não sei. Acho que são essas assim mais ou menos as dificuldades. Olha, está aqui uma escada. Identificas-te. O pessoal está tipo, então mas não dá para não sei o que é tudo. É pá, tenho que dizer outra vez que não, foda-se. Ai ai, mas pronto. Eu acredito que ouças isso tipo 5 em 5 segundos. Ai que cena, realmente. Vai sair um gigatouro dali, não é? Com 3 pilas. De leão. Não, de equidna, como o Knuckles. Aquelas pilas que têm tipo a sair 3 picos ou caralho. Sério, estou a falar de pila de gigatouro. Não, um gigatouro mutante com pila de equidna. Sério, estávamos a falar de responsabilidade, de repente foi para aí, foi dar aí. You think that's gonna happen? This is a game with the horrors. The helicopter always dies. Oh, it's these guys. Acho que estes são só 2 tiros, mano. Jesus Christ. O meu braço está infectado. Lord Sudred. Tens de ser tu o mal da fita. Que é para manteres a paz na... Que é para manteres a paz no servidor, não é? Porque senão depois aquilo fica no caos, não é? E depois o pessoal faz a outra pergunta que é: olha, porque é que o servidor está uma merda? Oh fuck. Eles querem se meter com a minha super pistola. Está tão bonito o jogo. Sorry, estou sempre a insistir nisto. Qual é o próximo jogo que eu tenho que experimentar? É o Crysis? O Crisis? Ui, já estão ali a... Espera aí. É por isso que eu não posso jogar Overwatch, mas não consigo. Ou também se jogasse não era de comando, mas ainda assim. Mesmo com o rato também não sou um apontador profissional, apesar de achar que o rato permite muito melhor apontamento. Eu vim daqui e subi até aqui e veio a cutscene ou não? Não, acho que vim dali. Onde é que aquilo está? Consegues situar esta moeda? Não vou disparar para ela. Oh, ok. Ouviste isto? Isto porque o servidor não é o local certo para trauma dumps. Uma vez houve um canal que quase que dava para trauma dumps, mas não era bem, era o Política, não é? Neste momento é o Sal. Não one for one trauma dumps, mas é o que eu diria que é mais próximo. Uau, um sceptro. Staff of Royalty. Este jogo não é mesmo fixe. Olha para isto. Anyway, sorry. Estou a... peraí. Se fores bem... ok. Sorry, já tinha lido. É para manter a ordem e boa disposição. Pois, é um mal necessário, não é? O que é que seja... não li isto. Quando... Fuck. Devia ter lido quando... o meme do Read! Notoriously a non-reader. That's who I am. Peraí, eu não li o último. Se houver demasiado pessimismo, mesmo que haja paz, a pessoa começa a se afastar só para não ter que interagir com a pessoa. Ou para não serem interrompidos com assuntos fora do que estavam a falar. Por acaso, é uma coisa um bocado estranha de lidar. Que tu agora se calhar não precisas muito, mas mais tarde vais, quando sair daqui à noite. Que vai ser... Imagina, às vezes sinto necessidade de moderar conversas. Porque imagina, estão duas pessoas a falar, whatever. Depois uma terceira junta-se e está tudo bem. Depois uma quarta junta-se e começa a tentar desviar e a falar de coisas que não têm nada a ver. E é tipo... damn. Era giro se calhar moderar só para continuar a conversa a ser fixe, digo eu. Mas também não quero estar a calar pessoas. Olha, no fim do dia não sei o que é melhor. Mas os prós da IVE da moderação devem saber. Dependendo da atividade do servidor, se for demasiada. Meto permissões para abrir threads. Olha, abrir threads é fixe. Isto deve ser das moedas. As moedas agora aparecem no mapa, acho eu. Ai. Será que eu posso descer aqui nestas escadas? Não faz sentido. Acho eu. Faz. Para onde é que eu não olhei? Foi para ali. Está ali. Que cena. Que horas são? Meia-noite. Meia-noite e meia. Man, não percebo como é que vai ser a minha vida neste fim de semana. Supostamente no sábado ia... ia sair, mas afinal... já não sei... não sei. Seja como for, tenho que corrigir coisas. E tenho que ver como é que é para fazer um teste. Tenho que marcar um... tenho que espetar um teste no Moodle. Já estive a ver... Já estou relativamente descansado quanto a isso, porque... já fiz lá tipo um import de um XML que a Catarina me arranjou, que tem muitas perguntas. Estou tipo... in the very least, pude olhar para as perguntas e ver o que é que... mais ou menos ter um ballpark de que é que se passa. So I would say that's kind of good. Acho que tenho que entrar naquela casa. Entrando naquela casa devo chegar à última medallion. Às tantas não. Já tenho que olhar aqui para cima. Não, tenho que continuar para a frente, não é? Specimen storage. Isto é um elevador? É um ratinho?
What the?
O pacing está a ser nice por acaso. What the fuck? One of these guys? Fucking pro of the Evo. Enganei-me. Magikarp mode. I need him to regenerate. Mas eu insisto, eu tento acertar nele. É impossível eu acertar nele. Ah, ok. Já não é tão impossível. Vou ler enquanto ele morre. The repairs were completed without issue. Since the facility was previously used for confinement, the work required to reinforce the airtight ceiling was minimal. Okay. As long as we don't run into any issues with the cooling system tests, we plan to bring in all of the remaining specimens from Facility 1. All specimens were successfully transferred. However, we experienced a slight hiccup during transport as one of them became violent. Luckily, the number of casualties was less than anticipated. Please be extra careful when dealing with them. We have received reports that they are beginning to acquire a tolerance to the low temperatures. What? Are they moving Metroids or something? Vai se transformar em um super hiper mega? Oh, puta que o pariu. Falhei. Eu não sei. Será que tenho que aumentar a sensibilidade? Eu quero aumentar a sensibilidade quando mexo pouco. Porque a maior parte das vezes não mexe. Por exemplo, não mexe assim. Ou quase não mexe. Será que posso aumentar? Poder posso, só não sei se estou a aumentar o que quero. Mas o que é que eu quero aumentar? Aceleração? 1 ponto. 2 pontos. Se é assim está mais natural. Mas eu não sei. Eu não sei como é que se testa esse tipo de coisa. Olha um rato.
What the?
It's a bananinji. Não me digas que isso foi Radub. Olha o gajo. Disparo? Para quê? Não é num coração? Fucking Dalsim. Ui. Melhorou. Mas agora fiquem super baquiquis. Ok, caralho, estou fodido. Não acertei na cabeça, só pensei que tinha acertado. Caraças, estava a tentar dar parry àquilo. Olha, aquela mini melhoria, aumentar 2 pontos, sinto que melhorou. E tu? Isso foi só... Qual é a palavra? Como é que se chama quando tomas uma coisa? Tipo água e achas que... Quando bebes água e pensas que é um medicamento? Placebo. Mas eu acho que sim, porque estes pequenos ajustes que eu queria fazer agora já mexe. Eu não sentia que não mexia. Sentia, não. Mas pronto, é ir testando, I guess. The repairs were completed without issue. Eu também nunca fui sei lá, nunca joguei XCOM na PlayStation 2, portanto. Não é XCOM que se chama, Killzone, caralho. The repairs were completed without issue. Since the facility was... Peraí, já li. Oh não. Vai estar aqui um Ivo Voskonovich. Espera, a moeda devia estar aqui perto. O truque para acertar os tiros era aumentar a sensibilidade. Num jogo de turnos, não é? Splendid Bangle. Aí carreguei no botão, já viste? Ok. O máximo que isto pode ter é 2 color. E com 2 color... mas eu prefiro duo para ter mais dinheiro. Mas 4 color é o que dá mais... Não, mentira. 4 color não dá mais dinheiro que o quarteto. Eu penso... Portanto, cores iguais é sempre melhor, a menos que estejas no max tier. Cores iguais é sempre melhor. Menos no top tier. Olha, existe two duos. Podemos ter aquele. Ah, mas four colors é melhor. Ah pá, tecnicamente dá para meter estes 4, não é? Tecnicamente não. Literalmente. E pronto, consigo fazer algumas pesetas com esta merda. Mas depois o Splendid Bangle tem que ser vendido mais tarde. Está aqui um Jiménez Ramon. Está ali. Está ali o Jiménez Ramon. E também tem que estar aqui uma coin. Ou não? Ah, eu não ando de cima. Depois isto deve ser um elevador, não? Aqui ao meu lado. Não. Primeiro, antes do elevador vai haver mais uma porrada qualquer. Cuidado por olho. Vai descer. Pronto, para ficar preso. Boa merda. Vamos ver quantos Jiménez é que há aqui. Está ali um balé. Oi? Está a mexer. Rato estúpido. Sério, foi demasiado violento. E estou a ficar sem balas. Que barulho foi este? Se eu disparar nele... No! Oh no! This is no bueno. Magikarp, vem aí! Magic crap. O que eu devia fazer era não acreditar. Ele já está regenerado quase. Ok. Mas vai ficar super guerreiro, Son Goku? Vai, e eu não tenho balas. Falhei! Mas ao menos sei que é a cabeça, I guess. Oh, where is he? Ai. Eu não sei se podia fazer um contra ali. Ai, esmaguei demasiado o like. Isto está a fazer algum efeito? Lançar isto. Espero que isto não mate a mim. Vai explodir. Anel de rubi. Here we go. Oh no. Ooh. O que é que eu vou fazer neste momento? Arrisco? Pesetas? He's gonna show up now, right? Scripted? É que eu não me quero mesmo meter com ele, eu já não tenho pistolas. Merda. Ok. Como é que eu faço para ser bué da rápido? Não me digas. Não me digas. É a única maneira? Para eu ir rápido? É passar por aqui? Ele não me deixa passar? Fuck! É uma maneira de o ver. Ei, deixa-me só carregar isto. Aqui não vejo. Jogo! O jogo portou-se mal agora. Shit. A Magikarp da pizza. Pizza Carp. Onde é que está? Está na barriga. Chimão, man. Assim não dá. Vou-me deitar no chão. Super high powered shit. Algum destes sabe fazer. Eu precisava era de me curar. Morri. Super high powered shit. Oh. Super high powered shit. Espicaçou-se no meu cu. Ouriçouca cheirou no meu cu. tudo no cu. Oh, shit. Fechou-se nas minhas costas. What the heck? Uh-oh. Can I make some more rifle? I can make some more rifle ammo. Eu tenho que me meter com ele? Pergunto-me. Se não tiver que me meter com ele, melhor, não é? Splendid. Eu tinha algum item aqui? Acho que tenho. Cambalhota boy. Red herb. That's one of the good ones. Question number 2. Tenho que meter com... Oh my god, esqueci-me. Estás a dizer isso porque o Leon parece um Backstreet Boyer? Ou estás a dizer isso porque foste embora e voltaste? Oh shit. I don't want to mess with that guy. I want to mess with the littlest number of guys. Isto foi o que as tuas amigas ontem todas disseram, não é? I want to mess with the littlest number of guys possible. E há aquele que tinha o cabelo à tigela e ele tem exatamente o mesmo estilo que ele, não é? Everybody. Era um estilo que o pessoal gostava, meu. Tinhas o Leonardo DiCaprio. E por aí. Agora. A minha cena, o meu problema está a ser que eu ainda não percebi o puzzle. Na medida em que eu ainda não sei como é... Oh, um rato. Ainda não percebi como é que eu... Como é que eu chego ali depressa? Mas eu acho que tenho mesmo que passar por aqui. Toda a gente. Ué, eu pensei que tinha acertado o nome do escura. Qual é que vai ser o pathfinding? Dois em um? That's pretty good. Ai, cheguei tão assustador. Porque eu não consigo acertar nos gajos. Really? Rayleigh? Ah, estou cheio de cenas. Hã? Por que ele me apontou para o teto? Tenho que fugir. Yellow Diamond. Pois é, uma coisa é verdade, se eu quiser farmar joias and shit, tenho que os matar. És pussy. Pussy. Estou a falar comigo próprio. És pussy. Pussy. Claro que a Maria vai já dizer, essa expressão é problemática. Eu contei-te uma vez, não foi? És pussy. Pussy. És pussy, alright. Okay, so this is the goal. Mas o que é que eu faço aqui?
Take a look. Something's bound to catch your eye.
És pussy, alright. Dum 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 dum. Dun. Peum, 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 peum. Sorry, eu estava a pensar em ir para a cama.
Welcome. What can
E
I
a minha cabeça. Minha cabeça deu turn off. Mas olhem, antes de eu ir para a cama. Holy shit, que azar. Então não apanhei a. Eu antes tinha uma verde. Foi tipo head up e não tive. Desta vez, uma verde. Deve ter sido porque não matei um dos gajos, escapei. Fui fugir.
hard times, mate?
Mas que pussy.
Welcome.
Pussy.
Crossing your T's, dotting your I's. That's the way to be.
Dinheiro todo em repairs.
Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference between life and death. I'll buy almost a deal well struck.
Esqueci-me de.
Thank you.
No problemo. Killer 7 em vez da.
You'll get some bang for your buck. I guarantee it.
Em vez do revólver. Vender o revólver com os upgrades.
Honestly, this might be the only gun you need. Ruby's all rubbish. It makes no difference. The price, well, that's our choice to make.
Should I sell the broken butterfly?
Will it come back anytime?
What's a item resale?
Welcome.
Acho que é o que eu estou a pensar. Que é se eu desse ela aqui da super... mas eu não sei, eu tenho algum... como é que eu ia dizer? Carinho. Simplesmente, apenas e só porque é um revólver. É, mas que se foda.
Stranger. Ooh, I'll pay a pretty penny for that. If you want a
Não aumenta
fighting
muito.
chance out there, you best tune up your kit.
É que diferença? Jesus.
We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. This kind of work is about finesse, stranger. Little bit goes a long way. You'll see. Hey, don't get yourself killed. Now.
Estava a ver. E por hoje é tudo. São 16 capítulos, não é? Dormente também, Maria. Muito obrigado por estares aqui. Porta-te mal. Beijinhos. Ai, onde é que eu ponho? Pumba. É neste fim.